Welcome. I'm Kirsten Cooper, the Executive Director of the Autism Society of Greater Wisconsin.
I'm Emily Levine, the Executive Director of the Autism Society of Southeastern Wisconsin.
And I'm Kirsten Engel, the Executive Director at the Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin.
On behalf of the Autism Society affiliates in Wisconsin, we welcome you here to recognize April as Autism Acceptance Month. For decades, April has been recognized as Autism Awareness Month, and this year, the Autism Society is shifting to Autism Acceptance, joining with autistic advocates and other disability organizations that have been using this language for years.
Our language matters. At the Autism Society, we work to create a more accepting world where autistic individuals are accepted and valued for who they are. Lack of acceptance, or only being accepted as long as they can mask their autism, is one of the biggest barriers to finding and developing a strong support system. We believe diversity makes our community stronger. This month, we honor autistic individuals and the family members, caregivers, and professionals who work with them every day to create more opportunities. Together, we can foster acceptance and ignite change for everyone to live fully as valued members of the community.
Today, we are excited to share the perspective of 3 autistic advocates from Wisconsin and hear what autism acceptance means to them. We would love to hear from you as well. Please add in the comments what autism acceptance means to you. We'll also hear from Senator Roth, and we'll end with Wisconsin's proclamation for April as Autism Acceptance Month from Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes. Thank you for joining us today, this month, and all year long as we work together to build a community where autistic individuals can live fully through connection and acceptance.
Hey, Governor Evert, this is Brahm. Because I have autism, people used to pick on me, and they still do today. Autism acceptance is important because I want people to treat me equally.
I'm State Senator Roger Roth, and it is an honor to be with you here today as we recognize Autism Acceptance Month here in the state of Wisconsin. I am a little disappointed that we're not meeting at the state capitol as we have in years past in our beautiful Senate parlor, bringing together the passionate individuals from across Wisconsin who have been working so hard on these autism issues in years past. But I am grateful that technology does afford us the opportunity to gather here today in a virtual environment. More than anything, I want to say thank you to those many individuals and organizations who have been tirelessly working, not just this past year, but years before, advancing autism awareness and acceptance here in the state of Wisconsin. And I look forward to partnering with you here in the legislature in this year coming up. Let's make it a great year. Thank you.
This is what autism acceptance means to me. The Oxford English Dictionary defines acceptance as the action or process of being received as adequate or suitable, typically to be admitted into the group. There's 3 parts to this definition that I want to go over today that pertain to autism acceptance. So the first part being accepting us as adequate the way we are. And that means to me treating us like people who deserve respect, love, dignity, and justice. And it also means normalizing that we have a different brain type, and that's okay. There are some ways in which people don't understand how to be accepting and how to go about treating us with respect, love, dignity, and justice. And that brings me to the second part of the definition, which is the process of being received. And what that means to me is part of the process of bringing about acceptance is saying no to things like cure culture and treatments that attempt to eradicate us as people and our identity. It also means providing equity in the workplace and in academic settings such as college and school. It also means listening to and amplifying autistic voices, first and foremost. However, we are not a monolith, and it's very important to recognize that each individual has different thoughts and ideas. But the idea is that we take into account the majority of what the autistic community has to say as a full voice in a democratic sort of way, so that when someone is voicing that they are being hurt or that something could be done better for our equity, our needs are being met. And that brings me to point number 3 of this Oxford English Dictionary definition, and that is the result, which is admission into the group. And the group in this case could be your workplace or society as a broader general idea. It starts with you and your community. What can you do in college, in school, as a teacher, as a peer, a friend? What you can do is encourage diversity and inclusion, not just one or the other, as they must work together in order to bring about significant change. This includes, but is not limited to, neurodiversity and disability acceptance. We must recognize that we do have a place in society as autistic people, and as neurotypical people, I believe it is your duty to make room for us so that we may be admitted into the group. Thank you so much for listening.
Hi, my name is Richard Brissette, and I'd like to talk to you about autism acceptance. What I like being accepted on the autism spectrum is it makes me feel happy, rewarding, and very special. I'm a very outgoing, friendly, dedicated, punctual, honest, and bright person on the autism spectrum. I'm very talented in numbers, calendars, colors, and making new friends. My advice to give people on the autism spectrum is believe in yourself, achieve and succeed many goals, make good decisions to the best of your ability, and accept all the positive things that make your life easier. I suggest that people with autism should be grateful of the life they have been given and be light in the lives of the less fortunate. My advice I would give for people who are not autistic is anti-bullying. Bullying is very wrong and rude that easily targets people with autism and other intellectual disabilities. I had my share of being bullied during my elementary and middle school years. Also, non-autistic people should show courtesy and respect to people with autism and other disabilities when they are at Special Olympics, work, social events, etc. My final advice is to be grateful to autistic people in their lives they have been contributing and showing light at the end of the tunnel.
Hey everybody, I am Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, and I am so glad to be joining you all for this Autism Acceptance Month event. I just want to say thank you to the Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin and all of the Autism Society affiliates for hosting this event for so many years now. Each April, during Autism Acceptance Month, we recognize all of the many Wisconsinites who live on the autism spectrum, along with their families and their caregivers. It's incredibly important that we come together to celebrate the many ways that autistic individuals contribute to the quality of our communities and also enhance and enrich our lives. As we recognize this month, we also must reaffirm their fundamental rights to participate fully in every aspect of society, to be treated with dignity and respect, and also fulfill their dreams and their fullest potential. Here in Wisconsin, approximately 1 in 60 children are diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, with an estimated 97,000 Wisconsinites being on the autism spectrum. These individuals are our friends, they're our neighbors, they're our colleagues, and our loved ones. And their talents, their abilities, and perspectives make us all stronger. People with autism can achieve independence and also live purposeful lives when provided with the support and also the opportunities that they need and that we all need and deserve. And now, more than ever, we need to understand that our words matter. And sometimes that means we need to update our language. Now, in the past, this month has been known as Autism Awareness Month. But while awareness is important, we also need to do so much more than just educate ourselves and understand our differences. We need to accept and celebrate those differences. That's what's truly needed to build a more inclusive society and also help us achieve the systemic changes that we all need in order for autistic Wisconsinites to be able to fully participate in every opportunity that our incredible state has to offer. Now, as individuals with autism and their families know, with acceptance as a foundation of one support system comes greater access to equity in education and employment, housing, and so much more. I'm proud that our administration believes everyone in our state should be treated with dignity and respect, and should also feel included in our communities, and should have everything that they need to thrive. So we'll continue to advocate and implement policies that break down barriers to access for people with autism and other disabilities so that they can have fulfilling jobs, affordable integrated housing, accessible and affordable transportation, an inclusive voting process, and any needed long-term services and supports. We are proud to stand alongside the autism community in proclaiming April as Autism Acceptance Month in our state and committing to not just listening and learning, but to also acting. So thank you, and I cannot wait until we can all be together in person soon.